Today, we've got a packed show from breaking news to topics that will keep you informed. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer talked about, then share the Jersey Shore podcast to others. Damon also looks forward to your comments during this episode. Tonight's Jersey Shore podcast starts now.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. It's S-U-R-E because we are always sure. I'm your host, Damon Galdo, and this is brought to you by the Great America's Pulse Network. Now, I have two guests that are supposed to come on today. One was having a little bit of trouble, has a newborn at home, and the other one, the pirate, the mad pirate, Seth. I don't know when he's going to come on or not. I know he was stuck at work, and he's still not feeling that well. But so I'm just going to get in, start the show off here. And get into the monologue and get into breaking news. So I want to say tonight, on the Jersey Shore, we're going to talk about everything every American should be paying attention to right now. I mean, strength, truth, and what happens when leadership disappears. Because let's start with this. The world is not getting safer. It's getting more dangerous. I mean, look at Iran. I mean, this is not a country we can afford to trust. This regime has funded terrorism and destabilize entire regions and continues to push the limits of what they can get away with because they keep lying all the time. They've been lying for 47 years at least that we know of. They keep doing it. We're seeing, escalating tensions. We're seeing the strikes, the retaliation happening right now. And history has already told us that lesson. Peace is not maintained through weakness. It's maintained through strength. When America protects itself, or I would say project strength. Our enemies hesitate. When America looks weak, they move. That is not politics. It's reality. I mean, you can't get around it. It's reality. And now bring that same conversation home. Because weakness doesn't show up on the world stage. It shows up right here in South Jersey. So that's why I'm bringing this home. Now, I'm running against Donald Norcross because people are tired of a system that feels controlled, closed off, and completely disconnected from the working people it's supposed to represent. Now, I'm not a career politician. I didn't get anything handed to me. I built my life with these hands right here, just like people that I'm running to represent. And I'll tell you right now, this race is bigger than me. This is about whether regular people still have a voice or whether the same machine keeps rolling over them. And that's how people feel. Trust me, I've talked to a lot of people in District 1 in South Jersey. They are tired of the machine. They're getting rolled over. And speaking of control, I mean, here's a good one. I don't know if you guys heard about this yet. Let's go to California. They're pushing what they're calling the Stop Nick Shirley Act. Now, everyone knows Nick Shirley, I'm sure, or if you don't know him, he's the one that uncovered all the fraud in Minnesota. Now he's uncovering fraud in California. And then but think about that for a second. A law aimed at stopping someone from exposing fraud. Now when you ask yourself this, why would anyone in government want to stop fraud from being exposed? You don't stop investigations unless you're afraid of what those investigations might uncover. That's common sense. And people are starting to realize transparency scares those who benefit from keeping things hidden. That's what it is. So as of right now, we're going to go into breaking news. I'll continue to monologue with this breaking news. So let's go to the first clip.
This is a rattling call to pay attention to this issue and make sure that our nation's top scientists are safe and secure. This is too coincidental, and so we have to be investigating this. We need to have our nation's top investigators, the FBI, and every agency looking into.
So that's part one of our breaking news. Now, I mean, here's where things start to get even more serious. I mean, we're seeing reports of multiple scientists. I think it was 11 total. Some tied to national security, aerospace, and advanced research who are now missing or dead under very, very unusual circumstances. And it's just coming to light now. It started back in 2022 to now. So it is 11 of them. So that's not something you just ignore. There are already concerns being raised that foreign adversaries like countries like China, Russia, even Iran could be involved. And whether it ends up being proven or not, the fact is, I mean, what kind of world do we live in right now? I mean, you have to realize that's why peace through strength goes a lot further than even what I said before. We have to do that because we are under attack constantly. And I think it's a little weird that 11 scientists go missing. But, that's why strength matters. That's why leadership matters, because when things like this happen, people need to trust that someone is actually in control. Someone is protecting this country. So, and then we'll roll the next clip too. I'm going to go into this one part.
Okay,
two.
let me move on because there is this scathing article about you in the Atlantic magazine. The Atlantic magazine director is alleging that you have a drinking problem, that it is getting in the way of your work running the FBI. What is your response this morning to this article?
Look, Maria, you and I have been at this together for a long time, whether I was leading the investigation on Russiagate back in the House or my time in the Trump admin 1 and now. And the results, I say, speak for themselves. If the fake news mafia isn't hitting you personally with baseless information in Washington, D.C., then you're not doing.
Yeah, so now we have that with Kash Patel. So basically, Kash Patel, he filed a massive defamation lawsuit today, actually. I believe it was $250 million against a major media outlet over what he says are completely false allegations, about his conduct. Now, whether people like him or not, I mean, that's not the point. The point is we're at a moment in this country where trust is collapsing. People don't trust media. They don't trust institutions, and they don't trust people in power. And I don't blame them for it. And when that trust breaks down, everything else starts to follow. So tonight we're going to break down all of this. We're going to talk about Iran and why peace through strength still matters. We're going to talk about this race right here in South Jersey, well, 2 races actually, and why it's bigger than just 1 seat. And we're going to talk about California trying to shut down fraud exposure. I'm sorry, I mean, laugh. It's not funny, but it's funny that they're right out in the open with it. That's the only reason why I chuckle over that. And we're going to dig into what's really going on with these scientists later in the next episode when we get more answers. Not this episode, but I just wanted to let you know about that breaking news. Because at the end of the day, this is a show about one thing: telling the truth. Not the published version, not the scripted version, the real version. This is Jersey Shore. Let's get into it. And we're going to bring on our guests. So I don't know who's coming on first, if Seth is on or what, if Rob's on. Okay, we have Rob Shull. Rob, how you doing? Thanks for coming on, buddy.
What's going on, Damon? Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So if you want to, I know you've been on a couple times already. If you just want to introduce yourself and what you're running for to listeners out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, Damon, thanks for having me. Definitely love coming on here and just talking with a fellow conservative. It's a nice breath of fresh air. My name's Rob Shull. I am from Burlington Township, New Jersey, and this year I've decided to make a run for mayor as a Republican, which is something that they haven't seen in many, many years. But we got a lot of support just right off the bat here, and got on the ballot no problem. Don't have anyone to run against during the primary, but we're just kind of right now focused on my efforts helping, as you can see, Jason Cullen running for Congress right alongside Damon in 3. So I don't know if Jason's watching, but right now we're getting together door knockers and folks to make phone calls. So if you want to volunteer and you're watching, please hit me up on X at Rob Shull 1776. If you want to be part of my campaign and you're in the Burlington area, just shoot me a DM on there as well.
So, all right, man. Awesome. Thanks for coming on. Let's get into some stuff here. I mean, the next segment we'll get into, our fight in New Jersey here. But this first hammer segment, I'm waiting for Seth to come on because he's got me the golden hammer here and, the mad pirate. So I had it out for him. So I don't know where he's at. He might have fell asleep knowing him. But I know he's not been doing well. I mean, Seth's been going through a lot. So, but I know he's eager to come back on, he had the Conservative Corner podcast on Sundays, and then a lot of stuff going on. He's been off for a little while, but he'll be back. I'm sure he will. But I mean, this segment is why peace through strength still matters. I mean, it's very important why it matters. And I want to roll the first clip of this segment. We'll go into it.
All right, back to war. Today, U.S. officials are set to arrive in Pakistan for a new round of peace talks led by the Vice President, J.D. Vance. But Iran is reportedly refusing to come to the table?
So this all comes as Tehran vows retaliation after the United States seized one of their ships.
So, Rob, I mean, with Iran not refusing to come to the table, I mean, I know we're going to show a lot more strength. I mean, I don't know if they have a death wish or what, but we have to show that strength. We have to. I mean, no one likes wars. I mean, we don't want to be in this, but, they're getting a nuclear arsenal, everything else. I mean, they're the biggest, funder of terrorism, and it's about time someone actually stepped up to do it. I mean, Ronald Reagan always said peace through strength, and I think Trump took a page out of that book. And Seth's not on yet. I know he served in the Navy, but you served as well. So I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Oh, there's Seth. There's the Navy guy.
Hey.
He just missed the hammer.
What happened?
I'm not picking up again, man. My arm hurts too heavy.
I don't blame you. It's heavy.
So no, I was just asking Rob. Rob served. I know you did too as well. We're talking about Iran and whether they have a death wish. They're refusing to come to the table right now. Now, so Rob, do you think it's even worth sending our vice president there to negotiate if they're going to play these games?
No, I would just park and lot the country, nuke them till they glow, then shoot them in the dark. They're not interested in peace. They're not interested in anything other than what they want. You know what? So give them what they want, an ass kicking. We shouldn't stop this time until they beg us to. Until they beg us to come to the table to talk, we should not stop. We should go all out. We should treat this like a war. And we don't even need to send ground troops in. They have no way to stop us from the air or the sea. All they got to do is bomb them from the air and shell them from the sea for a couple of weeks. They can't stop us. And then when they beg, say, maybe we'll think about it. We'll get back to you next week. And you keep going.
Yeah. I mean, Rob, your thoughts. I mean, they're known for lying and delaying. And
yeah.
We've gained a lot of different.
I think that, if you're going to go to war, then you go to war, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we made big mistakes in Iraq and Afghanistan when we started putting, ROE 1, ROE 2, ROE 3. That's rules of engagement, right? So first they got to be, you have to suspect them of having a weapon. Then they have to have a weapon. They have to be aiming at you. Then they got to be a weapon shooting at you. And then, haven't taken a casualty and know their blood type. Like it gets really out of control, right? And what that does is it starts putting our soldiers in it's an impossible situation. Then you see court martials when they come home, and then you wonder why there's such a distrust between, veterans and the government, right? But as far as what we should do right now, if we're going to do it, then we got to do it. We got to go in and we got to put the greatest military to ever exist to the test. We're only held back by ourselves at this point.
Let's be realistic. All we need is one naval battle group. We don't need 3 of them out there. We just need one aircraft carrier, its battle group, and that's all it would take. That's it. Yeah. Literally, that's all it would take.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see any civilians killed. I don't. But once, I think we've crossed the line into some really dangerous territory, and now we're kind of caught in a rock and a hard place, because if we don't show our strength, we look very weak at this point.
And when it comes to civilians, you got to remember, like Israel tries to keep civilian casualties down, but no matter what they do, they come out with all these AI videos. Look at this. They're like hitting kids in the heads with baseball bats. Watch this. And people believe it. Yeah. So I don't want to, again, no one wants to purposely go out of their way to kill civilians. No, nobody wants that. But I also don't want to hamper our military by saying, well, make sure Make sure before you shoot, these people don't wear uniforms. There's no way to tell that there's, and they do that on purpose to cause people to stop. Like, oh, I don't know if that's a soldier. I can't shoot. And then they get killed.
Yeah. Or they come back to a court martial.
Exactly. And the rule of engagement should be, if you feel threatened, fire.
Right.
Fire until the threat's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. It's not our fault they don't wear uniforms. It's not our fault they put military installations and stuff like that and civilian popular centers or in schools or in hospitals. That's not our fault.
Yeah, underneath schools and hospitals.
Yeah,
I think
that's not our fault.
I mean, look at it. No really reports on it that much, other than certain news agencies. We talked about it, but when they talk about knocking out their infrastructures and their power structures, they had women and children like locking hands all the way around them. I mean, who does that? Who puts it?
Terrorists.
And they made them. They didn't want to be there. They weren't sitting there like, yeah, I want to be here. But like Israel, the United States, other countries, they're not going to do that with women and children, and they know that. But they want it to happen. They hope it happens, so then they can have the propaganda war. Like, oh, they killed all these women. No, you put them in that position.
I mean, the whole thing is war is a horrible, horrible thing. Nobody wants to fight war. Nobody wants to go to war. But once you accept the fact that you're at war and it's going to be ugly and it's going to be dirty and it's going to be nasty, that's half the fight. Things are going to happen. You can't control everything on the battlefield. Things are going to happen. Yeah, we could fire a missile from 1,500 miles away and drop it in front of within a foot of a quarter, but shit happens.
Yep.
We can't hamper ourselves because of what if, or what if this happens, or what if that happens. Like the school in Iran that we accidentally hit. That wasn't on purpose. Horrible. Very horrible. It's war. War is fucking horrible. It's why it's horrible, so you don't fight it all the time. It should be horrible.
Yep. And it should be the last option.
Like he said, you have to do it. You can't half step. You have to go all in.
Right.
You're right. And I see Angles and hey, Angles, how you doing? I see and everyone that's watching on whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's X, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is. You can join in the chat box, put a question out there, and if it's worth answering, we will answer it. There's some crazies out there to throw some crazy stuff up, but we might even answer that one. So this segment's probably going to be the longest because there's a lot of talk. I want to talk about a lot of stuff in this segment. So I'm going to. Oh, I'm all right. Now I'm going to hammer again. So I want to roll the next clip, and then we'll go over to Seth. This one's going to be for you. I want you to explain because you're a Navy guy. You've seen this stuff, and they're going to see that they give the warning. They say they evacuate your engine.
Oh yeah.
Let's play it and let me know how it actually looks in real life. I think it's coming up.
Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire. Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're
So, I mean, I don't know. Seth, you can explain how it goes. I mean, I think about battleships or even pirate ships that just firing cannonballs. But I mean, they just said we're going to target your engine room, vacate it, and they're just firing it off, and it's that precise. That
hell yeah,
yeah.
I think a lot of that, abandon your engine room, is for the world. In a wartime situation, the Navy doesn't give you a warning. You're just walking across, your deck one day, and all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. They don't warn you. This is for all the whiny maggots in the rest of the world. Say, well, you're being too mean. You got to be nice. It's number one. Iran does not own the Strait of Hormuz. Nobody owns the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
I can't remember the year, but there was a treaty drawn that it's everyone's got right of way. So they can't all of a sudden, we're shutting it down. And the second they shut it down, every country said, no, you're not doing that because you can't. You don't own it. We all get to use it. Instead, they fall back on us and say, well, we're not going to help you. Now that it's almost over, we're going to come down and help you now. We should tell England. We should tell, who else was it? Spain and France, kiss our ass. We do not want you down here. And as a matter of fact, you're going to be paying a toll to use the strait now. because this is ridiculous. We pay to be in NATO. NATO doesn't help us. Now you want to come down and use something that we've done. No, you don't get to. We've got the world's finest Navy. Don't put us to the test. But yeah, they usually don't warn. That's because it's what they're doing is not really a military action. It's more like a police action. They're doing a blockade, so they've got to give. And it wasn't a military ship. If that were a military vessel, it would have been handled a lot differently. There wouldn't have been, "Hey guys, please stop." It'd have been like, "Put them down, quick."
Yeah,
and I'm sure it scared the shit out of those guys on that tanker.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
So, but so Rob, I want to go into I'm going to go in a couple graphs real quick, and we'll bring the first one up, and it's just about what Americans think about this war and how they looked at it, if it was a Republican in office or a Democrat in office. Now, when the Democrat, Obama, Biden, when they were at war and all that stuff, we'll get into different ones in the next one after this. But and Democrats with Trump, see how low that bar is. And then Republicans with Trump, it's up there. And then Republicans with Obama and Biden is higher than the Democrats. So at least we're a little bit more. Independents basically stay the same. When I ran the numbers of independents, they're the same across the board, whether it's a Democrat or Republican in office. But at least Republicans with Obama, Biden, they were a little bit higher, than double the amount that the Democrats are with Trump. So so I just go ahead.
Yeah, I think, man, like this has nothing to do with how much they support war. It has everything to do with that man, which is Donald Trump. And that's what it always is. And I mean, at this point, it's so out of control that every single race, your race, Damon, the Jason Cullen race, my race for mayor in Burlington Township, I have more people against me just because I'm a Republican. And I hear the word Trump more than I hear, my opponent's last name. So as far as this graph goes, I think Democrats, they don't support the troops as much as Republicans do. We all know that. And they damn sure don't support Trump in any way, shape, or form. I think a better gauge for support would be kind of the independence number, because you kind of get that bias out of there either way. But I think we go through Iraq, we go through Afghanistan, military action is not going to be very supported at this point. And I think also, as we talked about previously, if we are going to go in somewhere and do something, the American people want the gloves off and they want our boys to have full reign. Go ahead and, get on the X, assault through, pick up what we got to pick up and come home.
Yeah, and go in, get it done, and do it as fast as possible. I mean, again, like I said, nobody loves war. Nobody wants war. Nobody wants to see people die. But you have to do what's necessary. I want to throw two more up after this, but and then I want to rattle some things off that's going on in our country. And so I put these together. Let's just put the next one up.
There we go.
All right. So you see, Democrats support military action. 2011 Libya intervention, 2014 Syria and ISIS strikes, 22 aid to Ukraine. 66% of Democrats were all behind, either Barack or Joe Biden. So, and then if you look at the other side, when it says minus 16, it says 16%. That represents Democrats for Trump. I just put it in red because, yes, that represents Democrats a lot lower with Trump because it opposes military action. It opposed the 2017 missile strikes in Syria, the Iran tensions and strikes, troops in the Middle East. But the thing is, my point being with all this is it really doesn't have to do with the war. It has to do with who's the president. And that's like Democrats. They don't care if it's a Democrat president. blue no matter who. You know, they don't care. They can walk on water and doesn't matter. You know, but if the Republican in there, then it's oh my God, he's a warmonger. He's this, he's that, and it's
Yeah.
So, and I don't live and die with Donald Trump. I don't believe. It's just, but it's just you see the difference of the leadership and the difference between Republicans and Democrats is basically what it is.
Right.
You know, and I'm not listen again. Not all Republicans are walk on water either. But for the most part, I would say it would be the better party because the Democrats they went a little crazy, and they might be anti-American and all that stuff. I'm going to get into that right after this next slide. I'm going to put up, and I'll get into that. So, I mean, who's responsible for the Afghanistan exit? Now, the thing is, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Biden pulled out. He's a man who, wasn't of war, and all that." Well, Trump wasn't either. But, in 2020, Trump had the DOJ agreement, and it set May 2021 deadline to withdraw from Afghanistan. Troops started drawing down. Get conditional with Taliban compliance. And an agreement to withdraw. So, but it's not the same. It's not the same as Biden. Now, Biden, the execution under Biden, he just wanted to it was Trump's plan, and he just said, let's get it out. So it makes it look like I did it and pull him out. I mean, it was sudden collapse, chaotic, evacuation, 13 U.S. troops killed, thousands of allies left behind. All the military equipment left behind. I mean, come on. I mean, look at the difference. I mean, a doddering old fool in Biden, and even if I don't care if it was younger Biden, he still would have probably made that decision. I mean, I don't know. Your thoughts?
It was a joke. That was. I think he made that decision and made that plan in a span of 12 hours. Yep. There was no thought into it. There was no, hey, we got to do this first, then this. It was like, get him out, let's go. The man was an idiot. I wouldn't have let him run the midnight shift at the McDonald's in Anchorage, Alaska. But he was elected the president somehow. The man, I'm surprised the man could dress himself, to be honest with you. And I don't think he made that decision. I think the fools that were propping him up behind him did. The man was addled. He had dementia.
Yeah.
But that's what he did. He got people killed.
Yeah.
Think they woke him up from his nap? And
they even woke him up.
He was like, yeah.
I've heard, I was in D.C. for 4 years when I was in the military. I know some people on the Hill. I've heard that that situation with the auto pen, we haven't heard anything about it, like as far as the severity. There was staffers basically selling access to that pen.
I believe it.
When you're right. He was completely out of it. He was at him. He was, half the time he's at Camp David. The other half of the time he doesn't even know how to get off the stage.
Yeah.
And the collapse of Afghanistan after we withdrew, I think that says it all, mm-hmm. Right? I mean, they went from controlling very little territory to the entire country was overrun just a couple of weeks after the withdrawal accelerated. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have intel from our guys at the CIA saying the Afghan government might hold for 30 to 90 days. The capital fell in 5 days. So the Afghan National Defense or Security Forces or whatever you want to call them, they had about 300,000 of them. But, as soon as we're gone, they're gone. I mean, some of them were playing for the other team when we're training them for 2 years.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, we've had plenty of Green Berets that got shot in the back, right? So it's just, I think the speed in which they took the country over, they're having a parade with our equipment. I know so many guys that, it really affected them. It caused many suicides from our veterans.
It's demoralizing.
That was our entire life. That was our life's work. And within 5 days, Kabul is they got an ISIS flag hanging up there. It's like, for what? What do my friends die for? So I think that, and to me, it's all thanks to Joe Biden. I think Trump had a good plan. No matter what, when we get out of there, the Taliban's going to take back control of certain things, but it didn't have to be like that, man. I mean, the guy Vargas, I saw him on Sean Ryan and telling his story about how Biden kind of came up to him and basically told him, like, this isn't about you, when he wanted to give interviews and stuff. I mean, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. I have a buddy that was part of the withdrawal and was at the gate, and the stuff that he told me, I don't even want to repeat on here.
I hear you, man. And that's why, I mean, this Hammer segment, why peace through strength is still so important. Because if you look at it, we're under attack constantly. I mean, we really are. I mean, I mentioned with the breaking news with the scientists, the missing scientists. 11 of them are dead or missing, weird circumstances. They were high-level scientists dealing with aerospace and all kinds of stuff. And so you see that, and then that started in 2022. And then I think 2025 was like one of the last ones that went either missing or died mysteriously. But like I said, on the next episode, I'll dive deeper into that if we get more information, because that's serious. And then you have that. You have spy balloons flying over our country in Biden's office. Like, no, it's a Chinese spy balloon here and there. Just let it go over.
Yeah, they're just like, let it go.
Yeah, let it go. I mean, you have the massive fraud that's being allowed, which is crazy. It's being allowed. So you have, indoctrination of our children in schools. I mean, it's a long game that attack. That is an attack on the United States of America. It's a long game that they're trying to do. You have paid protesters, by foreign actors that are out there disrupting everything. I mean, and that's been going on for a while. I mean, you have Ilhan Omar, who somehow mistakes her net worth. It's anywhere between $6 million to $30 million, and then amends it with her accountant and says, no, it's my net worth is $18,000 and $95,000. That's a pretty big dive, I would say. And the thing is, she's probably going to get away with it. We're going to investigate her. Everyone says, investigate her and see what's going on. I mean,
that's my thing, man. Is nobody goes to fucking jail.
Nope.
Yeah, I know, but
we do.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. But nobody makes a big stink about it. But you could see the pattern of an attack on this country. I mean, just from here, from there. I mean, Omar with her brother, married her brother and stuff like that, to get him into the country. I mean, all these things are different reasons. And now she's a congresswoman. Then you have all these other people in Congress, and then you have all these other people. And look at Mamdani is the mayor of New York, the socialist, communist, and
11.
Yeah. And it's like, who doesn't even like the United States? Like, it's been a long time coming, but I don't understand why people don't see this pattern. I don't know. A lot of people do, but everyone. I mean, I know they control the media now too. They took over the media for the most part.
Yeah, I think some people completely have a one-sided experience on the internet. They've at this point, since Trump started to come around, right? They've probably cornered themselves to where they don't see anything conservative. They don't have a different viewpoint. Everybody that they had on their Facebook from high school that is conservative is blocked, and it's just echo chamber of liberal ideas, and then they just one up each other. But what they don't realize, and I say this to a lot of people, eventually you are going to get cut out too. Eventually you are gone. It's going to be, oh, well, your ancestor, was this or that, and you're out of the movement. And eventually it's just going to be like 5 dudes with like half pink, half purple hair. Like, they got to be kind of disabled. So they got half a leg, and they got to, there got to be some kind of sexuality we never heard of. And you got to call them, I don't even know, they'll be speaking in tongues. Like, that'll be the liberal movement.
I mean, he's right. I mean, go on Facebook on any page, and I'll use an example because it's prevalent. The Gaza-Israeli war. People are bitching and moaning about what Israel's doing. Oh, they're bombing people. They're encroaching into Gaza. Blah 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 blah. Well, what do you all think about October 7th? Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they're doing too much. They shouldn't have been this. Shouldn't have done so much as they're doing now. Oh, but they raped and killed women. They burnt children alive in ovens, and that doesn't matter. Israel's a colonizer. Long live Palestine. Even though Palestine is supporting terrorism, Israel's not putting on street clothes and walking down the street and shooting people and then hiding in the crowd. They're going in like a military. Hamas is kids with bomb vests on, women. It doesn't matter, but nobody wants to see it that way because, number one, if you can't understand there's two possibilities in every situation, you're an idiot. You are a moron, and you shouldn't be anywhere near electronics or anything that's explosive because you're too stupid to deal with.
Or a voting booth.
Or or a car, or medication, because you're just too stupid. That's the problem with this country. Nobody wants to assume that they're wrong. They're right. I'm right. Why am I right? Because CNN says it, or I've got 5,500 thumbs up for my comment, so I know I'm right. It's embarrassing to be an American at this point because of people like that. This used to be a country where right was right, and wrong was wrong. And if you were wrong, hey, I screwed up. I apologize. I didn't understand what was going on, so I apologize. You're right. Hats off to you. Now it's I'm right. No, I'm right. No, everybody's right now in this country. Nobody's wrong. Everybody's right. It's like prisons full of innocent people. Nobody's ever committed a crime in their lives. Nobody's wrong. Israel's the terrorist. I mean, there's people on Facebook saying they would support Hamas over Israel. They would vote for Hamas. These people are animals.
Yeah.
So I agree with everything he just said. It's stupid is becoming the new religion in this country.
Yeah, I know. I think
this country.
I think a lot of it was planned that way. I've said
I don't think it was planned. I just think people are naturally stupid now. Look at the education system. You don't learn anything. You don't learn critical thinking.
Yeah, but what are the teachers teaching them?
Who taught them? Who taught them? There hasn't been an intelligent wave of Americans in decades. I mean, we've all become, not all, and I'm using all in general. I don't mean everybody. I mean in general. People have become very complacent. Like I said before, it's a microwave society. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. I'm not waiting. Yeah. I'm not looking into anything. If I can't get what I want right now, I'll find out somebody who can give it to me right now. People are just worried about me. And it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing because we're more concerned about the bad guys now than we are about the good guys. It's ridiculous. And people should be ashamed of themselves. Truly. If you are one of these people that think we're wrong for being in Iran, that the Shull was a good guy, and there's people who think that, that Israel's a terrorist nation and the Palestinians are the innocent bystanders of a colonizing country. I hope you don't breed. I will pay for your birth control for the rest of your life to prevent you from further contaminating the gene pool, because that is so far off base. It's ridiculous. But you can't tell these people anything. You can't, because you got politicians that agree with them. Oh yeah, Israel's horrible. We need to cut them off. Iran wasn't that bad. Why are we messing with? These are people that are important. So these morons cling to them. Like, oh, look what he said. He's in D.C. He must know what he's saying, and he agrees with me, so I know I'm right. It's not going to end until, like I've said before, the people in this country realize we're the boss. We make the rules. The people in D.C., they just do what we ask them to do. We need to start getting rid of these people. Vote them out. This is ridiculous. It's going to get worse before it gets better, if it ever gets better.
Yep. That's why we got to vote in Damon, Galdo, and Jason Cullen in Congress.
Vote them all in.
Well, you're right about the good thing is the breeding part. That's a good point, but they seem not to be, because they like to have abortions and take.
Well, that's the other thing is we got to start having kids here.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing my part. I got 5. So
oh man, I started too late. I got 2.
I mean,
all right, guys, I know this is going to be a long segment. That's what I said. But we got to take a quick break, and then we'll go into the next Hammer segment.
Isn't 5 a basketball?
Yeah.
This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started.
So, all right, guys, everybody, welcome back to the Jersey Shore Podcast. SURE, because we're always sure. This one I want to have a little fun with, but we're going to talk about our campaigns a little bit, Seth, mine. So I wanted to have a little fun with it. Originally from Philadelphia, one of my favorite actors and favorite movies. We're going to play 2 clips, and then we'll go from there.
That guy's great.
No, listen, he's only a man. You can beat him because you're a tank, kid. You're a greasy, fast, 200-pound Italian.
So there's that one. This is about the machine in Norcross. I call them the machine. You know, that's with the Norcross machine. They own everything down here. So let's roll the next one real quick.
Bro, it's beer the glass. That's what's wrong. That ain't hurt bad.
Yeah.
Now he's worried. You cut it. You hurt it. You see? He's not a machine. He's a man.
Nieprawda. Oka. Wzrok. Żelazo.
Wanting more than he does. With no pain. No pain. No pain. No pain. No pain. No pain. Okay, take it to him.
So always my favorite movies, Rocky, man. I growing up in Philly, you know, watching that, you know, that I figured, you know, he's not a man. You know, he's not a machine. He's a man. You can beat him. You know, everyone knows I call him Norcross the Machine. He's, you know, one of the most powerful politicians in New Jersey, and there's a lot of money. So I figured I'd have a little fun with it tonight. With that,
you gotta have fun with it, man. You can't take it too seriously; you'll go insane.
Yeah, I like when Mickey says, "Go through him, run over him, greasy, fast Italian tank." But yeah, so this one is about, you know, my fight continues, and I know yours does too, Rob. So you wanted to talk about like what you got going on in your campaign, where any troubles or any things that you got to work on, you need help with, or whatever it is. You can tell your own story.
Yeah. So thanks, Damon. I'm running for mayor in Burlington Township. I'm running simply because absolute power corrupts absolutely, and we've had a complete Democrat slate for many years. We have a man on the town council that's been there longer than I've been alive, damn near. So it's time for a change, and you know, this isn't about me. It's about us. It's about the town that I grew up in. It's about the town that my grandfather was chief of police in. It's about the area that, you know, I have an ancestor, Lucas, who was one of the first 3 people in West Jersey, along with William Penn, to own the land there. So it's in my blood. I care deeply about the people of Burlington Township, and anyone who's been here for any length of time, for more than a cup of coffee, I'd like to say, are, you know, they're fed up. The affordable housing, the way that we go about fulfilling our affordable housing mandate. I mean, there's clearly something going on. Everybody sees it, but we keep getting more and more new people in, and you know where they're coming from. They're coming from up north in North Jersey, or they're coming from New York, because, you know, it gets a little too progressive up there, and, you know, they come over from Philadelphia, since I'm right over the Burlington-Bristol Bridge. And I just want I want everyone to know this. Again, it is not about me, but you need to know my name. So you need to vote Rob for mayor. I've got Bernie. He's running for town council, and we're trying to get a couple other Republicans to do a write-in campaign. So if anyone in Burlington Township is interested, I will go door to door with you. You know, we've got connections for text messages. We got plenty of people to make phone calls. We have the resources. You know, we're going to start raising money here pretty shortly. And, I appreciate everyone's support, and just want to go over quickly just a few things that, my platform is about. We're going to hold the line on taxes. I know everybody's squeezed and there's not too much we can do locally, but fiscal responsibility is very important for me. So we want to audit spending. We want to cut waste. Services like public safety, roads, and also sports is one thing that I grew up, playing sports the entire year long, whether that's the street hockey program, whether that's the football program, baseball is huge, and soccer as well. My father was the president of the sports club for a while, and we ran huge baseball tournaments and soccer tournaments that made it so we actually all our sports were free for residents, and that I want to accomplish again. Protect our schools and quality of life. If you know me, rental rights, about keeping our kids safe. I have a great plan to protect our kids from online predators. We're going to reallocate some resources that we're using in places they shouldn't be, and we're going to have a full team that's dedicated with the police department to policing, the internet and making sure nobody's trying to meet up with kids in Burlington Township. And we have a crazy idea about identification of sex offenders that, we'll see if the 8th Amendment gets in the way there, but, we're going to try to push that through as well. I have 5 kids, right? So they're all in Burlington Township. You can't say that, I have no ulterior motive here. Like, I care about my kids and I care about yours. Public safety and transparency. We're going to support our police department. These guys, they're running overtime and, they're getting banged up, and we got some guys I know that are on disability, and we're going to take care of you if you guys can get me in there. Transparency. We don't even live stream our town council meetings. Day one, the first town council meeting is going to be live streamed. You'll see videos from me with updates. I'm going to keep everybody informed as much as I can. There's no more middle of the night meetings to push things through. That's not happening.
You can live stream it right here on the America's Pulse Network.
I would love it. Yes. Absolutely. And then we're going to keep Burlington Township peaceful, family friendly, and attractive for, the best kinds of people. The crime rate going up, it's easily stopped. That's why I started my nonprofit of action. I'm big on community, and I'm big on limiting government overreach. I think there's a place for government, right? And that's to give the communities the resources to thrive. And that's what we used to do. This community is still small enough where everyone can know everyone. Everyone can care about each other and take care of each other's kids. And it can be a beautiful place just like it was. I don't think we're too far off or I wouldn't be running. Right. So if, once I get my campaign website up and running, which will be sometime early May, if anyone wants to donate their time or their hard-earned money, which I don't really like asking for, but at the end of the day, I'm going to need some support there. I would really appreciate it. And, I'm a disabled veteran. I'm a father. What I am not is a career NRC with an agenda. I'm not looking to get rich here. I am lucky enough to have a decent career, and I can pay my bills and take care of my family. I'm not looking for much more than that. I'm not looking to have a second residence in Florida where I fly back for council meetings or get different people in jobs, because there is a nepotism policy I've been reading up on in Burlington Township. So we'll definitely be enforcing that. So appreciate it. Thanks for the.
All right. So I'll just go real quick, and I'll go to you, Seth, afterward. But first thing I want to say is, next time you come on my podcast, you got to have a Galdo for Congress shirt on. So they're for sale on my website.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
This one was free.
He's got Cone on there. It's District 3. I know, but he's in the same district though. That's fine. I love Jason. He's awesome. But
yep.
Yeah. So basically everything you just said. I mean, that's all. A lot of that's on my platform already. VoteDamonGaldo.com. So I'm not going to repeat the same things you just said because I stand for all that. But a lot of it is too. And I always say this too. I hate saying the word affordability because the Democrats caused it, and then they try to coin the term. Affordability. I just hate it, even though they caused it. But yeah, they did. So things are too expensive in New Jersey. Number one, always has been. Since in my time. And they're getting even more expensive. We got a horrible governor like Shirley. I mean, there's nothing that we can do about that for next, unless we do a recall after she's in office for a year. But that's never going to happen in this blue state. But yeah, and one big thing that I see that hurts a lot of people is the affordable housing, the Mount Laurel doctrine that they're using. And people don't realize that Mount Laurel doctrine, they're using it a lot more now, and they're building all this affordable housing. And there's no such thing as affordable housing. It still costs somebody money. Nothing's free. People don't get that. They don't understand it. They go, well, no, it's free from the government. Again, the government doesn't have money. It's our money. You go to work, you pay taxes, they take your money from you, and they decide who they're going to give it to. And they build these houses and get tax credits to the developers, and then people get HUD loans, and they only have to pay like 30% of what their income is. Like 30% of their income. So my house, I might have a $3,000 mortgage, and they'll have an $800 mortgage depending on their income. It's insane. I mean, it doesn't work that way. I mean, it can't work that way. I understand that some people need help, and usually help should be like temporary, But when you take advantage of it so much and you bleed out people that are here, and you price people out of their homes, and that's what's going on. Like I said before, my property tax is going up $2,000 in June. They're already $8,000. So okay, 10. Thanks, appreciate that. I'll get another job again and do more side work and break my back, kill my body. No problem.
Sell a kidney.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, if you know anybody needs one, I don't know how healthy it is, but so. But maybe I'm with my wife to sell one. I'll talk to her after this. But no, it's seriously, it's crazy, man. I see, I know a lot of people actually that were doing in plasma, for money. I heard a couple people were doing that. I mean, guys, like, yeah, you got to be healthy, whatever. They take your plasma, they give you like $80 for it or whatever. And I'm like, wow, man. I'm like, it's getting that bad. It's like, and they say they feel like shit afterwards. I'm sure they do. I mean, I don't know. I never gave plasma before, and I almost pass out when I get blood taken. But but I just hate the look of it coming out of my body. So I can rip my arm open at work and could cut. I'm like, man, and just put tape on it. But when the little needle goes in there, and I'm like, I'm a little baby about that. But anyway, but back to it though. I mean, it is. It's in. And the thing is with Jersey, I told people it feels like a prison here too, because and I don't want to leave, but you want to price people out to where they can't afford anything. Then when you say, all right, fine, I'm leaving New Jersey, I'm like, no. It's like the scene from the Bronx Tale. So it's Sonny goes, locks the door. Now he can't leave. Yep. It tax you on the way out. You get an exit tax. So it's like, come on, man.
Wild.
So it's bad out there. So what? But Seth, I don't know. I know it's similar in Maryland, same way, and plus I wanted to throw it at you too. The I forget her name, but the one I ran into an Ayatollah's daughter. One of the Ayatollah's daughter arrested for selling arms for millions and millions of dollars. So and she was living in the United States. Barack Obama gave her full citizenship, and and she's wearing bikinis and everything else. Free America, but not over there. She can't do it over there. So now she's in jail and all that. So who do you think? I was thinking the first senator might go to visit her. Lives in your state.
It wouldn't surprise me. What, Van Hollen?
Yeah.
They ruined a perfectly good penis when they put ears on him. I'm telling you. I mean, and what these two guys were saying, I ran for Board of Education years ago, and even that costs money. There's no such thing as a cheap campaign, so you really got to help these guys out. Time is always probably a little bit better than money. Go door knocking for them, hand out stuff. That's probably just as valuable as money. And people always thought, well, I only had $5. Perfect. We can stretch that $5 farther than you can think. So, yeah, you got to help these guys. I mean, you have to vote for the most conservative candidate on the ballot. And it's not about anything else other than that. There are people where I live in Frederick County that are supposedly trying to be on the Central Committee. I don't know what they call them in your state, Republican Central Committee for my county, who are attacking other Republican candidates because they don't like them. So they're out there talking bad about them. That's ridiculous. It needs to change. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Republican Party needs to be burnt to the ground and then built back up with actual Republicans and conservatives. What we have now are fair weather friends and rhinos. So you got to help both these guys out, money, time. And another thing I would strongly suggest anybody that wants to help financially is give your money directly to them. Do not go through the party. You will never know if they got the money if you go through the Republican Party. If you give it to them, you know they got it. I mean, not directly to them, give it to their treasurer, but don't go through the party. Give it to the candidates that you want to support. That way you know where it goes. And about that Iranian chick, I think anybody who has dual citizenship in this country should be given a 72-hour notice. Time for you to go. We're not doing this split, loving two different countries. If you're American, then you will denounce your other country. You'll become a full citizen here, and that's the end of it. You're not going to hold dual citizenship anymore. That ends. And if that's something you don't like, get out. We don't need you. No other country in the world allows that. I'm glad she's in jail. I hope she's having a horrible time because her father was involved with the killing of 40,000 people in her country. I hope she is miserable. I hope she's being treated just as bad as her father treated people in Iran. I hope she lies in bed afraid to close her eyes because of what might happen to her. That's the least that could happen to her because I think her father was killed in a bomb, which is great. Erase that whole bloodline. They don't need to be on this planet anymore. And people complaining about what's going on in Iran, this is ridiculous. Number one, those men and women are sacrificing something that most of you don't even comprehend. A lot of the people who are complaining about that, to them, sacrifices, I got the happy hour 2 hours late because I had to work later. That's sacrifice to them. You're a joke. If you don't understand what they're sacrificing, don't say anything. And all you got to do is say thank you. And you don't even have to say thank you. But don't sit there and belittle what they're doing because you don't agree with what the people in charge are. They have no choice. They go where they're told to go. When I was in, you went where you went. They didn't go, hey, Seth, we're thinking about going to Iraq. What do you think we should do? They don't ask you that. You get orders and you go. So you got to respect the fact that they're willing to leave their family. What, the USS, what is it? The Washington, it's not the Washington, the Lincoln. Isn't it been there like almost a year? It's been on deployment. Hasn't been home. Haven't seen their family in a year. Creeping up on it. It's set records. It's the longest deployment by any Navy ship in the history of the Navy. And people are complaining about that. You know what? Just be quiet. Let them do their job. When they get back, say thank you. That's all you got to do. But yeah, help these guys with their campaign. It ain't cheap. It's not cheap at all. Especially if they're Damon's fighting Fredo. Fredo's got the mob money, so you got to help them with that. You're fighting the machine where you're at. These people, they need money. And that was when I ran. It was the hardest thing for me to do is go, hey, can you give me some money? It just felt very awkward to me.
Yeah.
But since I'm not running, I'll ask for them. Give them money. Give them as much money. Go into your wallet, get all the green paper you can find, and hand it to them. You had a credit card, go ahead and max it out. Give them everything because it's going to take money to beat who they're fighting. You don't understand that. Give them money and then give them your time on top of that. Go door knocking, go to carnivals or fairs, whatever you all do to get their name out. Tell your neighbors about it. Tell your friends about it. Give them money. Give them your time. And if you don't, you can't bitch come next election. You can't say, well, we always lose. We always lose because of people like you who will sit on the couch and say, well, they should do this, they should do this. And that's all you do is say. So
that's not parade our listeners. People like that. I'm going to be on the positive side of people who watch it. They're not people like them. They're the people that are going to help.
Well,
they need to go to the people that don't do it and make them do
it. And shame them. Go, look, y'all didn't vote for governor. Look what we got now. Because you wanted to stay home, because you didn't want to do anything. Look who we got in Jersey as a governor now. So thanks a lot for that. Now you can make up for that by helping these guys.
Right.
But they cheat, though, too. I mean, the SAFE Act needs to be passed big time. They need to get it through. I mean, I'm talking about Democrats and Republicans alike. They need it. I mean, even Republicans, that the ones that aren't voting for it. I mean, get with it, because in District 1, in NJ01, the congressional district, there hasn't been a Republican congressman or woman in 56 years. 56 years. I mean, even in Camden County, which I covered that whole county, they haven't. I mean, it's been over 2 decades since they even held any position of power in Republicans. It's been over 2 decades. And
I blame the party for that.
Well, I do too.
I blame them. They're not making anybody excited. They're not getting out there, getting the word out. They're just sitting on their ass, having holiday parties and collecting money. That's all they're doing with it. They need to get out. They need to be just as active as the candidates.
So, yeah, I know. But that's one of the things that we lack here in the Republican Party in this state. And I'm sorry I'm going to say it, even though I'm an endorsed candidate, whatever. We do lack that. We lack the drive, and who knows who's around and who's not. I mean, I don't know. I'm not calling anybody that, but
send me a list of names. I'll call them for you.
I mean, look, it's like it kind of makes you wonder if Republicans in New Jersey are just okay with losing, or are they getting paid to lose, or are the guys that are running the counties getting paid to lose by the Democrats? Are they Democrats themselves?
Hey, listen, everything's up in the air when you question that. I mean, look at District 8 for Congress. They didn't even get a candidate to run. So the Democratic incumbent just like, he went, that's it. Doesn't have to spend any money. Yeah. Doesn't do anything. He's probably, whatever money he raised, he's giving it to other candidates right now to get them elected. How do you not have to get someone to run? I mean, tell me, in the whole district you couldn't find somebody. I don't understand it. I really don't.
And if you two get to where you're going, you got to do me a favor. Find out why they collect my tax money and give it to foreign countries. Why are they taking my tax money and give it to people in this country illegally? But if I don't pay my taxes, I get arrested. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. If I didn't have a family, I'd stop paying taxes and go to jail. They're not taking my money to fund other countries. I'm tired of it. I don't make enough money for them to take as much as they do for me to fund somebody else's lifestyle that's too goddamn lazy to work, or is in a country and just expects my money to come take care of everything for them. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, and reach in our pockets and give it to. We have 900,000 legals in the state of New Jersey.
Oh yeah,
we pay $7.3 billion just from state taxes alone.
You all got to fight that. If you get into office, you got to fight that, because it's killing this country.
We're trying, but we're the minority. They just. It's my Aunt Alice. Said hi, nephew. What the hell's wondering? Hello, Aunt Alice. Thanks for joining me.
Aunt Alice, all right.
But yeah, you can't fight it because we're the minority, big time. I mean, we needed 13 assembly seats in November 2025, 13, and we lost 6. So now we're 19 behind. So they just do whatever they want, pass whatever they want, and it was an executive order from Governor Murphy for us to be a sanctuary state. But then Cheryl gets in, and then they have the House, they have the Senate in New Jersey, and the Assembly and Senate, sorry, and they just codified it into law. Now it's law. Now it's not like the next governor can get in a Republican and just get rid of it. You can't. It's not an executive order anymore. It's codified into law. So you need to get the majority to reverse that, and that's going to be a tough thing in New Jersey. It's going to be like that for a long time.
And the last thing I want to say, not the last thing. Last thing this evening I want to say is what people don't realize is this country started a war over tea. They were taxing tea, and we were willing to kill folks over tea tax. Yep. Now we'll sit back and let the government rape us to pay other countries with our money and won't say a word about it. People need to understand that if the founding fathers were alive today, they'd be stacking bodies on the side of the road like cordwood, because they wouldn't let this happen. They would not stand by and let this happen. They would fight until they died. I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating assertiveness. We need to let our voices be heard that if you want my tax money, it stays in this country. End of discussion. We're not funding illegals. We're not funding other countries. We're funding our country. And that's the end of it. And we need to, not just 1 or 2 or 100 or 1 million people. The country needs to say that together, because we're the boss. If we say enough's enough, that's it. It ends. It stops. It's just ridiculous what we allow as this country to be done to us to benefit other people. There's no other country in the world that sends their tax dollars to us. Why should we be sending our tax dollars to them? That makes no sense to me.
No. See, my sister's watching. Kathy's just jump there. Guys, you're late. You got to jump on at 8:00. Come on. Get the ratings up.
I do have one. There's a minute.
Yeah, good.
All right. So I put out a video. Last night. This hit. So right in Lumberton, there's a 12-year-old boy named Isaac Tambo, and I've met with his Demis when I was gathering signatures for Jason Cullen's campaign. He was 22 with a rare form of brain cancer, ependymoma, I believe it's called. He's gone through quite the beat it in 2022. Came back in March 2025, and also, I think several on radiation, to the point where they can't target the same area on his brain anymore. But he's okay at this point, and they're turning to a type of medicine. But of course, and this is something hopefully we can start to address, but the insurance company is not going to cover it. So he's got to go fund me out there. I put it out there on my Instagram for Burlington County or Rob Shull 1776. Great family. Demis and Glenny's are both immigrants. Demis is from Peru. Glenny's is from Venezuela. They did things the right way. They came here. They worked their butts off. They had a family. They've got a beautiful home. They both had to stop working to take care of Isaac. And, he's a man. He's a good friend of mine now. I just want to spread the word that together as a community and not only get the paid for and the expenses, which is going to be about $25,000, which I think we're more than halfway there. Let's also, every cause is just, right? But I see people getting, $800,000 that, are just a little bit older and they need some house on some of these videos, right? I think we can do a little bit better than 25,000 and give this family of what everything America is about, a little bit of support, and they relax a little bit and demo on the school board in Lumberton. So he's well known. He is a public servant. Glenny's is a red nurse. So they're taking care of people. More than anything though, as most people know, I'm a big, where you go to sleep tonight, when you wake up tomorrow, just say for Isaac, keep him, and that's the thing that Demis asked for the most, is just to keep prayer. So I know everyone can do that. So again, if it's $5 or $10 or it's a share on the video, I would really appreciate it.
All right. Well, it's good for you to put it out there. I mean, it's an important thing. I appreciate you doing that. And let me know more details afterwards, and I can put something up on on all the podcasts and so that share it with people.
Yeah.
Share it on my social media as well. One thing my sister Kathy just said, maybe Pennies in Action can help. We were just there over the weekend. I don't know if you know about Pennies in Action. It's actually Dr. Zernicki. It's immunotherapy. It's something different. It's working for my sister, actually. It's a
good deal.
It's a miracle so far. Stage 4 metastatic breast cancer is incurable, and it's starting to work. They're doing crazy things. We can talk about that too afterwards. I'll inform you all about it. And one thing, if the insurance company's not covering it, that's how I got involved. In the first place, because my sister had stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and the insurance company said, well, we're not going to give you any more PET scans because basically it's not worth it. You're terminal. But they needed to give them to her in case it moved from her bone marrow to her organs. Then they would switch her medication and prolong her life. So I called every news agency I possibly could find, and Fox 29 out of Philly actually did a story on her for a week, and then boom, they turned around and said, oh yeah, we're going to pay for it now. So maybe there's something like that you do as well. But yeah, thanks for sharing that.
That'd be beautiful.
Appreciate it. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're getting close to the end, so we got one more segment to go through. Well, actually, we have two, but the next ones will be pretty quick. So let's take a quick break, and we'll go into Hammer 3.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up. Because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. But America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. The New Jersey State House Watch, hosted by Jack Brangan and Constance Detzel. APN's The Pulse is moderated by either Alexandra, Damon, Elena, or Seth. Also tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms. Join the revolution because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Damn right it is. So welcome back, everybody. This is Hammer number 3. We're just going to go in this one real quick. This is the Stop Nick Shirley Act in California. It's ridiculous. Basically what it is, everybody that's listening, Nick Shirley's the one that exposed all the fraud in Minnesota. Massive fraud, something like $9 billion or more at this point. And now he's in California exposing it, probably more than that. They're looking at like $100 billion or something like that in California. So there's legislation out there that they're calling it, one legislator calling it the Stop Nick Shirley Act because they don't want to investigate him anymore, fraud. What? So let's just roll this clip and then you guys tell me what you think about this.
So if this passes, the fraud's going to continue to get worse and worse. And if I were to go look into the fraud at one of these NGOs, let's say, that receives money for migrants, I could receive a $4,000 civil fine, a $10,000 criminal fine, or a $50,000 felony. They're basically trying to bankrupt journalists.
Now, come on. I mean, why would you want to pass any kind of legislation to stop somebody from looking into fraud unless you're part of it? So, what say you, Seth?
They should just call it the Communist Act. I mean, why even beat around the bush? Just come right out and say we're gonna suspend the Bill of Rights now. Don't get me wrong. I think some, not all. I think some of the people who do this type of stuff are just attention whores trying to go viral. They really don't give a shit what they're looking into. They don't care what they find. Again, they just want the thumbs up and they want to go viral. I don't think this guy is doing that. I think he's doing it because he's legitimately concerned. And I think he really has a stake in this. And it wouldn't even matter if he's doing it just become viral. That's his right. I could do that. You don't have to be a journalist to look into these things. Yeah. And that's the funny thing. People think this would just affect journalism. That would affect anybody. Anybody who started looking into that. Not just journalists, because you don't have to get a reporter card to go to the places. They can't stop you. So this means if anybody were to look into any of those things, they can be charged with a crime. That's what people need to understand. It doesn't just stop at the news. It's everyone. That is an all-encompassing, hey, we don't want you looking at what we're doing, and if you do, we're going to hit you in the wallet and then really, really mess with your life, because then you can't pay for your stuff that you need. So no one's going to look anymore. That's what it's about. It's not just about journalists, citizens. Where their tax money's going.
So, Rob, what do you think of people that actually pay tax in California? How are they not going nuts over this? Because just the whole country on top of it too. But how people are going crazy? Like, wait a minute, we're uncovering all this fraud, billions and billions and billions of dollars going where it shouldn't be going, being stolen, and our taxes are so high. California, I mean, geez, their taxes are through the roof too.
Yeah.
They're number one, we're number two, maybe, or we might be New York might be number one, and we're number two now. Well, that's on property taxes, I think. But either way, California has the appeal of the school bus fire right now with their taxes. So why aren't people just like going up in arms about this?
At the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's because not willing to say, as Seth alluded to, that they're wrong. Right? Everyone just wants to be right.
So, I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know. For me, that really pisses me off. I know a lot of people that it pisses off. I mean, no more investigating into fraud and stealing your taxpayer dollars. We're going to pass the legislation that's going to fine Nick Shirley for looking into fraudulent crimes that they're stealing taxpayer dollars. I just can't get over it. Like, my head's about to explode just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough for the I was watching some of the hearings, and they were saying there's so much money going out that a lot of it has to be automated, and it's harder for the team that's hired in the government to look after in the first place. So, it's it just to almost that everyone is in on it at some.
Yeah, they are. That's why
knows about
the house needs to be clean.
It's kind of just
swamp drained,
pushed under the rug.
Yeah, clean house, drain the swamp. People like you and I and Seth will run like regular people that actually care. That's what people need to vote for, because we don't have a stake in that dirty game of corruption. Because that's why they don't want you to know. I mean, again, I'm just going to go back to Ilhan Omar. $6 million to $30 million. She signs off on it, submits it to Congress. It's in. Okay, this is what her net worth is. She catches a lot of flack for it. They investigate into her fake wine or whatever that her husband, and that made no money. And all of a sudden they started looking into it. And then she has amended and says, no, net worth $18,000 and $95,000. Like, I mean, come on. Like, seriously, how can you? That's balls. They even think you can get away with it, but they get away with it. Like, I just can't believe it.
Yeah,
it's like, get them out, get rid of them. That's the only thing we can do.
Yeah.
But so we're coming up on the end. We got this real quick segment coming up. Is one of the favorite ones. I haven't done it in a while. But speaking of California, so this is why we got this one coming up. So we'll take a real quick break and roll into this quick segment.
Hey, it's great to be on with you. This is a great podcast. It's a lot of fun, and it's informative, and it's real information. It's none of the frills and none of the nonsense that you hear on the legacy media. Just telling the story of what's happening right now. It's what I do with my newsletter that I get out to anybody who wants to see it. It's what you're doing with this podcast. America needs to know what the real deal is, and you're the real deal.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. And trust me, Jeff, you're not going to get the punchable face at all. Jeff, man, he's awesome. And for whatever reason, man, he kind of shockingly has his biceps are huge for his age. I saw him. I went, I don't know what he's doing, but whatever. So, just give you a shout out for that, Jeff, because you gave me one. But yeah, this is the Punchable Face Award of the week. Haven't done it in a while, but speaking of California, here we go.
Hey. Not bad. You're nailing it.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face. And again, you're doing great, man. This is the Kelly and Wine. We're all having a great time. Everybody's having fun. You pulled it off, all right? But if you don't change your face, I'm going to change it for you.
Okay. All I can do is take that in and consider it, and I'll just try to do my best version of whatever I think that would be.
I don't even hear what you're saying right now because your face is driving me nuts.
Thanks again, though.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, oh man, I love that movie. It's funny. I don't know. I just thought about one thing. I gotta have a little fun with this stuff. So I think it's the second time Gavin News got the Punchable Face award. Usually I do Patriots and Losers.
Should have been
so
Swallow.
it's kind of like the Loser of the Week. Oh man, I missed that. Well, I gotta put when I put that on the producer, he has to like put all this stuff together. We already had to do some, and so I figured we'd just go with him. But yeah, Swallow, yeah, definitely. So our man behind the curtain, other Damon back there, we'll have to do a Swalwell one. So we'll have to put one of those together. So he definitely.
Yeah, I got the Super Grok. Highly recommend it. And it'll make some of those videos for you. It's cool.
Oh, Super Rock? Well, okay. All right.
It's a little nice. It's a monthly fee, but
all right. So thank you guys for coming on. As always, Seth, appreciate you. Hope you're feeling better, and all that stuff. I told everybody that you were under the weather, you had to go to get a prescription of Vagisil, and you're probably feeling better.
Thank you. I appreciate
that. And Rob, you wanted to say one more time where people can find you,
and yeah, thanks, Damon, as always, for giving me the opportunity to be on the show. I think again, this is super important to have a platform where conservatives can speak and get their ideas out there, including some of those individuals I talked about that are kind of echo chambers. If you want to reach out to me, I can. Well, there's one more. Instagram I can add to it. That's Men of Action _ Burlington County on Instagram, and then everything else is Rob Shull 17.
All right. And then everyone knows where to find me. My social media, the listeners out there already. And it's votedamongaldo.com. It's votedamongaldo.com. And again, we said we hate asking for money, but I'm running up against a guy that's got like $2.5 million. And, and thank everyone for last week for that fundraiser. We raised some, nice amount of money, the virtual fundraiser.
Good deal.
For the first time that we did it, and it was kind of iffy. We didn't know how we're going to do it. Restream into like an audio call that people call in, but it worked out. I mean, of course, I wanted to raise a lot more. I mean, I'm not even 0.01% of what he has, but thank you everybody for that joined in and donated. I really appreciate that. I'm going to have an in-person fundraiser coming up soon. I'm going to plan that tomorrow and hopefully have the flyer out there by the next day and be sending out to everybody. But thank you guys for coming on. Seth, you good?
Yeah, just you can reach me at SethLovesVagisil.com. And I'll be getting those shirts printed and put out as soon as I can.
Well, hey, maybe we'll get a sponsor.
Yeah, probably not. But we could always hope that Vagisil looks at me and goes, "Hey, yeah, let's make him a spokesman for Vagisil."
Well, Seth, you did one for Miss Maryland or something.
Well, they wouldn't let me. They denied.
God just as a joke, just make a point. So
they
he really tried to. He's like, I can't stand this, men and women's sports. He's like, I'm going to run for Miss Maryland. They wouldn't let him do it.
Nope, they denied my application. Sons of bitches. Now, if they knew I was using Vagisil, it might have been different. No, I'm on X because Conservative Seth on Facebook at the Conservative Corner. I think I'm filling in for Alexandra this Thursday because she's going to be occupied. So I'll probably be on at 8. You can watch me stroke out there. Yeah, all the normal places. And like they said, give them money. They need money. And they're not going to ask because they're tactful people. I'm not tactful. Give them money. as much money as you can give them. They need it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like every time we're on here, it's like
Appreciate
asking people for money all the time. But it costs money because when we end this, when we're getting off in a second, this is the K9 fundraiser. I'm drawing a blank right. The K1 Cowboy fundraiser for police dogs. So there's people calling there from Texas, there's one from PA, one from Jersey. These country singers that are coming up to raise money for police dogs because in this area they don't get funded. They don't have to. So basically the officer has the dog and takes care of it, takes it home, and then pays for the vet bills, pays for everything, and they have to foot the bill for all of it. And it's police dogs, and a police officer. You would think they would have insurance for them, but talking to some of the cops around here, they said, it's kind of better that way. It keeps our budget down. We don't mind it because we actually raise money on this event every year, so it works out. So, but yeah, so that's what you're going to see after this. I'm going to play that's the song I wrote for them, and our producer made the video for them. And so, all right, guys, thanks for coming on. We'll sign out and see you guys later.
God bless.
Cut through the Jersey night. Another call, another fight. Partner riding by his side. Poor Paul steady, full of pride. He does not quit, he does not slow. Runs straight where the danger goes. But when the bills come crashing in, the handler pays again. Yeah, the badge is heavy, the job is tough, but these brave dogs deserve enough. Boots on the ground, paws in the fight. K9 heroes working all night. They wear the shield, they hold the line. They give their all every time. If they are officers when danger calls, they should be covered through it all. So we raise our voice and raise this jam for the dogs who always take the stand. Word got out across the land. Country Hearts started a band. Adam Wardrop brought the flame. Bubba Beer backed the name. And Colby Lee swept with strings that cry, singing for the dogs who never ask why. Just good men trying to make it right. Standing up in the spotlight. Yeah, small town hearts and a country sound. Standing up and laying it down. Paws in the fight. K9 heroes working all night. They wear the shield, they hold the line. They give their all every time. If they are officers when danger calls, they should be covered through it all. So we raise our voice and raise this jam for the dogs who always take the stand. Stage. Crowd gets loud, the good hearts raise. These dogs do not choose the line, still they cross it every time. Till the budget makes it right, we will sing into the night. on the ground, pause in the fight. America, hear us loud tonight. Fund the heroes who cannot speak. Stand by the brave who guard our streets until the day the system stands tall. We will not stop, we will not stall. Country strong and back in the blue. K9 heroes, this song is for you. For every handler standing tall, and every dog who gives his all.
The Hammer thanks you for watching tonight's Jersey Shore podcast. See you at the next packed show, from breaking news to topics that will keep you informed. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer talked about, then share the Jersey Shore podcast to others. Damon also looks forward to seeing you on the next episode.